It's in you.
So, are you good?
Me? I'm fine.
Cool. So, he's the star, but I start. And actually, I don't know him for a very long time. I don't know. Huh? So, how does it come that we're here together? We met like 2 years ago, the first time in Ibiza, on the famous Las Dalias market. And he had a booth there. He's an artist. And I was attracted by his very amazing drawings. And so we started to speak, and we almost felt instantly in a kind of deep talk. And I stayed for, 10, 15 minutes maybe. We exchanged numbers, and I didn't leave without buying 2 of his books, because I thought I had to support this poor artist. And later I found out he's not so poor, but rather famous. And then we tried to reconnect, and it didn't happen. I mean, we tried several times. I came back to Ibiza, but somehow it did not work. And so like 1.5 years later, it was in October last year, we met again, but just for a few minutes on a party. And so then again, we did not had the chance to talk really. But another accident, he sent me a WhatsApp. He wanted to send it to another Alexander, but he sent me the idea of his work. And then just some weeks later, he called me and, Alex, I'd like to show you something. And so he made all the way from Ibiza to Berlin in a van to bring the machine, and he brought it to my practice. And then it was there. This was really a kind of prototype then. It was an old solarium, actually. They removed the UV lights and put some LED lights inside and added sound. And I thought, okay, what's that? It's nice. I really liked him, but he was so enthusiastically about it. And he said he made such amazing experiences already in Ibiza. The people went crazy. They had like ecstasy experiences. And even some neighbors called the police because the people were shouting so loud in his garden. And and so we talked again, and then he asked me if I would like to be some kind of medical advisor, and I said yes, okay, why not? I couldn't turn so fast. Then I was on a pitch deck on a startup, and I thought, okay. And then some weeks later, I almost forgot about it. I mean, he was then in China and Dubai. And but then he sent me pictures of the first real machine. And I was quite impressed about his execution, how fast everything went, and it looked so cool. And then again, a little bit later, he sent me the first testimonials from Dubai. And they were really, really amazing. I couldn't almost believe. So I thought, okay, then I have to see it again with my own eyes, and I would like to talk to the people who made the experience. And I went there, and I saw that it's real. It was a really very beautiful atmosphere in the center. And then I stayed with a friend for a few days. And when I left, I experienced, okay, I already miss it, the experience. And actually, also for me, it was a very exciting journey because also for me, many, many things happened since this first prototype came into my practice, which is really not a long time ago. It was in November. Many things got activated in me. I started to become a runner. I made my first experiences by running in the Arctic Circle. I did a half marathon there. A little bit later in Paris, then I ran in a moonlight in the desert. Also very much other kind of experiences. I got out of a relationship I was in for more than 27 years, but I was not happy anymore. And
Obviously, the experience is not transformational at all. You know?
I actually even now know who my twin flame is, which is something very, very amazing. It's like the ultimate lover you can find on this earth. And yeah, maybe I pass over to you then.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is this, it's all of that. I mean, the thing is this, I didn't know that he was a doctor. So basically, we tried to meet for a year and a half, but yeah, it didn't happen. But then it worked out. And then when I realized that he was a doctor, I was like, okay, I'm going to show you what I've been working on. Because it's funny, because I would have not been on this show if the machine was working 2 weeks before, but we had a technical problem and blew up. So therefore, I ended up having to go, and then we met. And yeah, and the thing is this, it was really important to get the stamp of the medical world, yeah, for what we're doing, because me, myself, I was not really expecting the machine to transform people's lives in such a short time. I mean, we've experienced cases where people healed from illnesses that they've been trying to deal with now for years, and they literally healed within a week, within 8 days. So then we brought a doctor over, and then I remember that doctor having a great experience that day, and then basically he panicked at night and went to the hospital and did a full 360 checkup. And then he came the next day and he's like, you changed my idea of medicine forever. Because his results came out better than ever. Yeah. So basically we realized in one session, people are transforming psychologically, physically, spiritually, and breaking through limitations that have been holding them forever. Yeah. And yes. Thank you. Exactly. I mean, the thing is this, you know, it's like always like the mind-boggling part was like, how could light and sound heal serious sicknesses? But then when you think of it, we are at the end of the day a cup of water, yeah? And water, if you look at the rainbow, has the full spectrum of the colors, yeah? So basically we are those colors, yeah? So, but we're not getting fed that, yeah? Maybe we get it through the apple, through the cherry, through the lettuce, but we're not really getting that direct light fed to our cells. And then we realized that we're actually doing that. We're cutting out the tree and the apple all together and the digestive system and getting to feed the body what it really wants, what it really needs, which is that light and sound that makes up the space of the atom. So yeah, so it was really great to get your stamp and your...
Yeah, but actually it's not just a stamp. I mean, it was, they asked me also if I can explain it to the people and make it understandable. And so I would say it works on 3 levels. It works on the physical level, it works on the mind level, but it also works on the soul level. And the physical level is already well known in medicine. I mean, there is light therapy. We even have a code for reimbursement, and you can charge your insurance for light therapy. It's used for red light, for example. It penetrates the body quite deeply, several centimeters. And it's used for healing inflammations, like blue light is for therapy, for liver diseases, for example, or for sleep orders. And yellow light, for example, to cure depression. And the new thing is that we don't just use like one frequency, but we use the full spectrum of the visible light. And it's not just like a non-moving picture. The light is moving and it creates certain patterns. And so on the physical thing is well known, but so like we added like the full spectrum and also the sound. And I would say like the patterns which you see outside remind something in you. I mean, like it's mirroring something that life is not like black and white or blue and green, but that the full spectrum of light is also inside of you. Yeah, it reminds the soul of several things. The mind level we are working on is that, I mean, the mind is something very, very beautiful. It's a gift. And, but by many people, it's just used as the ruler and not as the servant. And so we would like to put it in the right place again and put the soul and the heart in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. Because if you think of it, yeah, between your brain and your stomach, between your brain and your gut, you literally use up 60 to 70% of your energy. Yeah. And then the other energy that's left is you chasing after what your head and your stomach want. Yeah. Then there isn't really room for you anymore. Yeah. So basically, what we're doing here is we're readjusting this. Yeah, we're bringing the energy back to the heart, back to the sensory neurons. There isn't any sensory neurons in your brain. Yeah, that's the reason why the brain doesn't feel anything. But then we let the brain guide our life. Yeah, and then no wonder we are struggling with anything outside of work. Yeah, we're doing well when it comes to executing the task, but we're failing in many other tasks in life. And I believe the reason why, because again, the wrong thing is leading our way. Yeah, we're either led by our hunger or our intellect, but the two actually have nothing to do with how we're feeling about the moment. Yeah, and that feeling, that intelligence is usually dismissed. But that intelligence is what makes us so ahead of everything else. But then we dismiss it, yeah? And we go with the brain that is just getting you on this roller coaster of repeating yourself. If you look at history, we're just repeating history, yeah? And the reason why we're repeating history is because, again, we're sticking to those patterns of repetition. So now what we're doing is this, we're feeding the body now this pattern, these patterns of life, these patterns of movement, of flow. And now it's like if you look at still water, the still water is sick. Yeah, it can get sick. But the moving water never gets sick. It always refreshing itself and renewing itself. So all that we need to do is to get that water circulating again within the body, and the body can do what it's designed to do, which is heal itself. So yeah.
Yeah, and in another way, it's also like we are bringing a quite ancient method of healing into the modern time. Like, actually, what we're doing is like what the first shamans did. I mean, they worked in a cave and they used light and also sound. They used fire and they used like the shamanic drum and the voice. And now we're also using a closed space. We're using light and we're using sound, and so we are transforming this experience into the digital age.
Exactly.
And so it's like a digital and spiritual pill you can take, and you can make like really like even psychedelic experiences, but without taking drugs.
Exactly. I mean, you can do any experience. I mean, the thing is this, we've taken professional athletes and they literally doubled their performance within 7 to 14 days. Okay, so what we've mastered here, we mastered the ability to mirror, yeah? To mirror whatever information we would like to, kind of like if you want to go to the Matrix, the movie, yeah? You just get plugged and in 1 minute, 2 minutes, you downloaded the Kung Fu program and all of a sudden you can do Kung Fu, yeah? I believe that is our future. That's what we will be able to do, yeah? And I believe that is a crucial necessity right now as AI, yeah, is challenging our way of, let's say, the future, yeah? So AOI, yeah, comes in as that way or that tool for us to excel beyond, yeah? Because in order for us to excel beyond AI, we have to actually come back to our true intelligence, which is our emotional intelligence, not our mental intelligence.
Yeah, and also like the word which we are using, like implosion, I mean, it's the opposite of explosion. And I think we lived in a time where most people went outside, and it's also like an image. Some people experience traumas, and sometimes it's like a kind of energy is still stuck in some places, in situations or in other people. And the image of implosion should also like visualize the experience that you get your power back. You take it back from those places, and then you can have it inside of you again, and this will enable you to go your way stronger again.
Exactly. I mean, think of it this way, yeah? A child comes into the world with their full colors, yeah? And then we explode onto the world and we spend our colors, yeah? We spend our colors in these experiences, yeah? And then we are left behind in these experiences, and we left our colors in these experiences. That's the reason why as you get older, you lose your colors, yeah? And so therefore, what's happening in our experience, you're getting fed back that color that you lost along the way, exploding onto life. And by now coming back to that idea of being able to implode and go back to the source of your intelligence and your true purpose, because most of what is out there is just a repetition. Yeah, it's just a repetition of what already has existed since ever. Yeah, if you read history, it's just all of it, a lot of it is a repetition. So in order for us to really rebirth a new way, we have to get back to and find that gap that we left behind. And I believe that gap that we left behind is the idea of how we create. Yeah, why do we need to destroy to create? Why do we need to cut the tree to make a chair? Why can't we just take a piece of that wood and implode it into a chair? And this is what AOI is starting. It's starting to do this with the humans, yeah, with us, because we are the ones that are causing whatever is happening around. So we need to change the way we see ourselves, the way we create, and then everything else changes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I think that was a good finish.
Yeah? You want to finish it? That's it? Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Well, good one. We did it.